Hey, welcome back to the No Comfort Zone. This is Dan. I have to post another podcast today. Today's podcast is Act As If. I'll see you on the inside.
Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
8 feet tall and bulletproof. Act as if you are unstoppable. You cannot be conquered. You're a beast. You're about ready to go into a meeting. You're about ready to give a presentation. You're about ready to confront your enemy. You're about ready to deal with the bully. You're about ready to ask for a raise. You're getting all set and all psyched up to go ask that girl out for the very first time. You're looking forward to starting that relationship with that new person in your life, and you want to take it to the next level, but you're stopped dead in your tracks because you're afraid. Because you're afraid of the outcome. You're afraid of you don't know how it's going to end. You could be humiliated. You could be rejected. You could be ignored, which I think is the absolute worst. You can be put into a situation where the other person says, you know what, you're a nice person and all this stuff, but I've been there before. No more Mr. Nice Guy. You have to put yourself into a position and create the mindset that you need to act as if everything is going your way because you live an ethical life, you have a ton of character, and you work hard at being a good person. What does that mean about working hard at being a good person? You don't lie, cheat, or steal. That's easy. That's not in your human nature to lie, cheat, and steal. Some people would disagree with me, but I think the great nature of most people is to be honest and sincere, genuine people. But they're afraid to tell the truth. They're afraid to put it out there because, truth be told, you ask yourself a question, and I always say this on this podcast, you ask yourself a question. Ask yourself a question. Who are you? Who are you, the listener, when nobody's looking, when no one's around? Are you the same person? Because something tells me the person that you think you are in your head and the person that you are, there might be two different people there. And when there's two different people, the weaker one, the one you feed more of your emotions to, is going to show up. So you need to act as if you're 8 feet tall and bulletproof. You need to act as if that you're unconquerable. You cannot be defeated. You are prepared. And how do you do that? What do you need to do in order to get to that spot in your life? It's super simple for me to explain this because I was on the other side of it before. I was in that position in my life where I was not worthy. I was not worthwhile. I didn't work on myself daily. I was an emotional train wreck for me and the people around me. I was spiritually broke. I was mentally bankrupt, and I was a complete disaster financially. All of that was me, and that was my resume. And when I finally became aware after a coma, the drugs, divorce, bankruptcy, after all of that kicked me on my ass, I got to a point in my life and I realized something. I realized that I am better than this, but I'm not doing it when no one's looking. I'm showing up and I'm being the best version of myself that I could be at the time when people are around. But it's when no one's around, when you're in the basement, when you're in the garage and there's nobody around. What are your thoughts? Who are you? What actions are you doing? You know what I found out? I found out in my dark basement when I began running in place in my work clothes, dress shoes, slacks, shirt and tie, little sweater vest. I started running in place. I realized something. I realized that if I don't change the person I am right now, this person is going to kill me. I am not my father's son when I'm living in fear, when I don't act as if. I've earned the right to act as if because I went down in the basement when it was dark and cluttered. Literally, I did that. Not figuratively, literally. I went down to the basement to deal with myself. I put myself into physical and muscular exhaustion. And what I realized was, by doing that, I realized that it got to my spirit. I woke my spirit up. then I started to realize that, what if I really believe this crap that I'm saying, that I'm telling other people? What if I really believed that? What would I do in my life if I knew I couldn't fail? Well, I would lose the weight. What would I do in my life if I knew I would run a car dealership? I would own a car dealership. What else? I would write a book. I would teach people about the principles that I've thought about for so long, but I would live them first. And then I would teach them when I got the results. And that's where we're at today. That's what this podcast is all about for me and for you. And if you are not where you want to be at, and if you cannot act as if you can't even act as if, what you need to do is you need to go to launchwithdan.com. Get on my calendar so that I can call you, so we can have a conversation about where you're at and where you want to go. It's going to be a fun phone call. It's going to be a good time. It's time for you to wake up and get out of your comfort zone. I'm telling you, your life can start as soon as you do that. Get on the calendar. Let's make the phone call. Let's have a quick conversation and let your life begin. It began for me. I don't have to act as if anymore. Mentally, I know where I'm at. I see how people maneuver around me, how they pivot. I see how people behave. I watch social things go around me, and I see all this happening. And I know that everyone's dealing with something in their life in some way, some shape, in some form. They have something going on in their life that is causing them to behave the way that they do. I observe quite a bit. I take in a lot of information. And the more information that I take in, calculate, what am I going to do to help this person? How am I going to work it out? Sometimes it's painful because I want to react right away, and sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't, though. And when I don't react right away and I take that information and I put together a plan and I run that plan through the blueprint, then I can come back and say, okay, here's how we're going to deal with this situation. This is what's going to happen. Here's how I'm going to better this individual. Is it my place on earth to make everybody a better place? No, it's my place on earth for me to be the best version of myself as it is for you. And you need to train in order to get there. You can't be comfortable and on cruise control. This is one of those things in your life that you need to do right now. Start training yourself to become the ideal version of yourself so that you can be the hero for everybody else around you, because they are waiting for it. They need it in their life for you to help them get from point A to point B. It's exactly what I'm doing with you right now. And it's one of those things I want to do so much for so many people through this podcast, through the calendar, through the Facebook group, Team No Comfort Zone. I want to help as many people as I can find their reality, which is this. You don't have to act anymore. When you go down to the basement and you begin to put the work in, and you work on yourselves on a consistent and regular basis, every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions, and you keep working and working and preparing, and you have an ideal and you keep going for it, you don't have to act anymore. That ideal person shows up. Everybody looks around and says, who is this person? He's unrecognizable. And then they ask you for help, and you offer your help and your assistance, and the world becomes a better place, all because you decided to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at NoComfortZone1.
Bye.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.